Mortal Kombat 2 is the second installment in the series that was published and developed by Midway for the arcades. For the consoles, it was published by Acclaim Entertainment and developed by Sculptured Software. This second chapter in the series is considered to be the best by most fans. Unlike the predecessor on the Super NES, the violence was not edited, but still, it was highly controversial due to its bloody content. Electronic Gaming Monthly considered it as the bloodiest video game of 1994. The story takes place shortly after Mortal Kombat 1. OUTWORLD was undefeated in 9 consecutive tournaments, but that streak had ended in the tournament that took place in the Earth Realm, the 10th after 9 OUTWORLD victories, in which Liu Kang defeated Shang and GORO. Facing execution for his failure, Shang begged the Emperor of OUTWORLD, Shao Kahn, to grant him a second chance. With his youth restored, he lures the Earthrealm warriors in an OUTWORLD tournament where they are to face and meet certain death by Kahn himself. This tournament is far more challenging, and Kahn has a home advantage. Failure to stop him means the end of the world as we know it. Mortal Kombat 2 had major improvements since the first game. It featured crouch punch, which is weaker than uppercuts. Roundhouse kicks were more powerful, sending the opponent flying across the screen. There are also tricks to harm opponents such as Baraka's claws, Kitana's fan, and so on. The returning new characters have enhanced tricks as well. New characters that were introduced were Jax, Kitana, Melina, Baraka, Kung Lao, and Reptile. New characters as well are introduced, although they are not playable: Smoke, Jade, and Noob Saibot, but they will be playable in future games. It also introduced characters performing not one, but 2 new fatalities, and even new ones involving friendship, where characters play pranks on opponents instead of killing them. Babality, which the opponents are turned into a pretty little baby. Oh, you little baby. And stage-specific fatalities, where instead of just uppercutting, players need to use some certain moves on the controller to perform these stage fatalities, sending them to their deaths into the abyss below, a pool of acid, or the spikes in the ceiling. Players can choose one of 9 opponents introduced for new characters and the recurring ones of the first game. They can play one in a top from the first opponent up until Shao Kahn, or play for 2 against a friend or a family member. The theme and art style of MK2 have a dark tone, although with a more vibrant color palette employed and a much richer color depth than the previous game. The game also strays strongly from the Oriental theme of the first game, though it does retain some of its original motive in aspects, as in the music of the game. The game's nature became less serious because of the addition of trivial and joke alternative finishing moves.